Chris, it's finished in defeat here at McMullen Park, but how do you feel the workout went as a whole?
Listen, look, pre-season, a lot of people talk about pre-season. I'm gutted because we lost, first and foremost. I don't like losing. I'm disappointed we lost. And I'm not one of them to sort of say, well, this was good, that was good. We lost a game of football today. We're here to win football matches. So am I happy we won? No, I'm not. I'm sorry, am I happy we lost? No, I'm gutted we lost because I didn't want to lose. So, and that's the mentality I want to try and instill in the club. But were there some positives? Yeah, of course there were some positives, there were some negatives. And I'm sure Bedford will be saying exactly the same thing.
I'm sure for a lot of managers the priority will be, getting that fitness up, that sharpness up, but how much of an emphasis do you place on that sort of tactical identity?
Today, not very much, if I'm being honest. We had 20 players here today. We tried to have 2 different formations to accommodate the players we had, but I call it politics, is it? It's a part, well, you know what the words are. It's a process you've got to go through for pre-season. And yeah, tactically and everything else, it still comes down to marking your man, it still comes down to winning a header, it still comes down to winning a tackle. I just thought we could have done a little bit better in the box. I thought there were times where I thought we could have made their keeper work a bit more. Look, we had some good chances. I think both teams hit the woodwork. I thought both teams played attractive football trying to win a game, really. I mean, for a neutral, it must have been a decent game. You never felt like you always felt there was going to be some goals in it. Unfortunately, we didn't get any. I'd have been happy coming away with a draw because I still think that you haven't lost. So, as stupid as it sounds, I want to go to Kempston and I want to win on Tuesday night, because I want to win football matches.
You look at the game as a whole, it was a very closely contested game, both sides having chances, both sides, like you say, playing attractive football. Do you feel it's just one of those games where the goal shouldn't take away from the performance as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to repeat myself, we lost, I'm gutted. Were there some positives? Yes, there was, Joseph. There's some really good young talented players out there. I think first half, Joe Sutton, 24, and then the oldest half, that was 21. So that is a very, very young team we've got. And do you know what? Even when we went a goal down late in the game, they really did have a good go, didn't they, to try and get back, and it left us a little bit open. But we know it's the beginning of pre-season, and am I happy? No, because we lost, and I keep saying that because I don't like losing football matches, and I'm not going to be standing here saying there were some positives and it don't matter, because it does matter to me. Winning is a habit. Winning is something I want to do. Winning I love enjoying, and we lost, so I'm not happy.
You had a few players on trial. I won't call them trialists because I know you don't like
that. Don't like that, Joseph. Don't use that word to me.
How do you feel those players got on today? You mentioned Joe Sutton. What about the other guys as well?
Listen, I'm not going to pinpoint any one player and say he had a bad game. There was a couple I thought that were just maybe, being honest, probably just shy of the level. There are some that you can see that you can work with. There were a couple of players out there today that I got quite excited by, and I think over the coming games, we'll have to start getting more minutes into players probably maybe after the Leighton game. But for now, it's a Saturday where I'm unhappy, but the sun's shining and we're all here so we can smile about it. But yeah, I feel we're in a good place. And apart from the result, if we'd have won today, I'd still say there were some things that we were off and there were some things that were positive. So, without contradicting myself, the result is not the be all and end all, I understand that. But the togetherness of the squad was good as well, and there's good bits of banter going on in the dressing room, so yeah.
There's still a long way to go until the start of the season in August. We've got 7 more friendlies until August the 12th, but in terms of your squad and the whole recruitment process, where do you feel you are with that? How do you feel that's going at the moment?
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be many more incomings. There will be one player that you and I hoping to get sorted, maybe an interview next week, so so yeah, we're not far off really. I think we've got enough boys to work with. We've obviously got to stick to a tight budget, which is important for the club. But I feel okay. I think we've got some good young hungry players. And today, let's be blunt about it, we played against quite an experienced team. They've got some good players, and yeah, they've got some good players. And look, what they've got here, that they'll win that Step 5 league. I can't not see them winning it very easily. They've got the resources to do it, and you can see that with the personnel that they've got. They've got some very, very good players here, and the young boys that we had, some of them were playing their first time at men's football. So you have to remember that. I have to remember that through the disappointment.
It's a trip to Kempston this Tuesday, one of your old clubs, of course. How do you approach that game? Are you looking at maybe doing 2 teams again, or are you starting to give more minutes? How do you approach that?
Yeah, I think what we do is I don't want to answer at the moment because I don't really know how the boys will come through today. Today's a hot day, Tuesday will be a lot cooler. Listen, I've got a lot of time for the people at Kempston. and it's a great football club. But at 7:45 I want to go there and win. At 9:45 I'll be in the bar and I'll see Andy and I'll see Mark and I'll see Steve and the crew there, and I'll have a drink with them, and wish them all the best for the season. It's the only time I want them to lose, so I'll be going there in a frame of mind to do a professional job and come out.
Thanks for your time, Chris.
Cheers, thank you.